Welcome to the ACX e-learning video on the Parasound Z Custom Mini Tuner. With the parent POI fully loaded, we can see status information for every zone and each zone button's current status area. As we see here, the Parasound Z Custom Tuner is already loaded as a source for Zone 1. Let's go ahead and choose Zone 1. As we can see, when there is an active child POI for any zone, it's automatically loaded into the control window upon selecting the zone. It tells us that the Z tuner is off. Either one of the band buttons will power on the tuner automatically, so let's turn it on by selecting FM. Now let's take a closer look at the anatomy of this child POI. This Parasound component, for those not familiar with the Z Custom series, is a half rack space component, but don't be fooled by its small size. It's equipped with FM and AM bands and of course an RS-232 serial port, which is one of the reasons we chose this Parasound unit. Directly below the band buttons we find the status marquee where up-to-date information about the tuner is always displayed. In the center, we find the main interface area. Here we find very powerful software modules that provide real-to-life behavior in a compact set of intuitive controls. At the center of the main controls we find the interactive digital feedback. Essential information such as power status, frequency, and sound mode. Surrounding the status area, we find buttons that contain familiar interactive icons that provide direct control of the Parasound tuner. To the right of the status area, we find the preset selection slider. Over here we have Tune Up, and of course Tune Down. Notice how the preset selector jumped to top center when we changed frequencies, and then back to its preset position when the preset was encountered. This unique feature serves as a visual reminder that the tune value is a preset. Now let's try out the preset up and down buttons. Now let's go through a couple presets with the preset slider itself. Directly below the center controls, we have Scan Up and Scan Down. Over here we see the Parasound logo button. This button will load our info page. More on that later. And of course, no tuner interface would be complete without the digital tuning wheel located in the center of all the action. Clockwise for tuning up, and counterclockwise for tuning down. Now let's change bands over to AM. As we can see, all status information now reflects the AM band, including the preset controls. Even the preset selector is updated to the frequency's position in the AM preset list. No ACX POI would be complete without a More button. Here we see an abundance of controls for what appears to be a very intimidating screen, but it's actually quite simple. Through our experience as integrators over the years, we have never failed to hear our clients make simple requests which at the time we could not accommodate due to the lack of capability of the equipment we were using. What our clients at the time desired was the ability to choose and manage their own favorites of preset lists. This preset manager provides this indispensable capability and puts the power of the interface in the user's hands. Let's take a closer look at the controls. At the top we have current status information. Below this we have the preset scroll box. Over here we have the list editing buttons. On the bottom left we see helpful reminders on how to use this manager. On the very bottom we see status data, which gives us detailed information such as the Parasound firmware number and the POI's version ID. Let's locate a couple stations in the FM band and then add them to our favorite preset list. As each favorite is dialed in, we'll simply add them to the preset list with the Add button. If we change our minds, we can always use the Remove button to take it off the list. Remember, this can be performed at any time from any POI and computer on the network. As we add each frequency, it's inserted into the box. Here we see its frequencies displayed to remind us which stations have been chosen. Once we are satisfied with the list, we simply save it by selecting the Save button. As we see, the More menu closes itself upon saving your new preset list. At this point, the preset list will immediately become available to all users logged on to Alexis. Now let's take a look at this POI's info page. As with all ACX POIs, the information page provides convenient reminders and instructional information for users and installers alike. All the information needed on how to use an ACX POI is always at the touch of a button. And of course, the info page contains a few convenient web links. The ACX link. Let's see if there's anything new at ACX. And of course, the Parasound website. Here we could locate information about the Z-Tuner or any one of the unique Parasound components. We hope you enjoyed this demo for the Parasound Z Custom FM/AM Tuner Child POI. For more information about this POI or any one of the ACX products, be sure to drop us an email at info@acxland.com.